Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. And in this video we have recorded, it was actually recorded during our live stream that we do this last Tuesday. So, we do a live stream every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, when we go over scheduling information, dealer news updates, recalls, and usually have a topic of the week and some other things. But more importantly, we answer your questions live, the community's questions. So we usually have about a couple hundred people in there each week that are watching this live and asking us questions about their order, or how they should order their vehicle and that kind of thing. And that's what we're here for, is to help you answer any questions. So if you want to join us live, and if you have any questions about scheduling, we can answer them live for you. Also, if you drop them down below, we'll try to get those responded as well. But feel free to come back next week. Again, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, if you want to join us live and ask your question, and we can answer your individual question if it hasn't been answered in the past. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video, and I hope to see you next week. All right, we're going to get into scheduling information for this week. And when you look at the numbers of the unscheduled retail orders on most models, it's pretty low. Ford has gotten a long way, and that's good because we're getting close to the end of the model year of production for a lot of these models. And so that's good. So let's go through first, before we get into that, let's go through some of the terminologies you might notice and see as we talk about it. There we go. So first off, what we're talking about in this video is the vehicles that are getting ready to be scheduled, the orders that you've placed, and how to get them produced or get a production date so they can get produced and get to the dealership. So where they make those orders and put those orders in, dealers put those in the order bank. That's where they place their stock in retail orders. And what's the difference? A retail order is a customer placed order. So Ford looks at that a little bit differently because, hey, that's for somebody that wants to take delivery of one instead of a stock. So let's make that a priority. A stock order is an order that's placed by a dealer for their lot inventory. Now, a priority code, a priority is given to orders by the dealer. 03 to 19 is retail, 20 to 80 is stock. The lower, the better. So that's why retails will always looked at first. Now, scheduling, that's when Ford schedules an order for production dates in the future months. So we'll talk about that. A lot of times we'll say, hey, they're scheduling for these weeks. Doesn't mean they're not producing now. No, they're not starting in those dates. This means this current week, they're going to be scheduling for those dates in the future. And then allocations. Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. You can have 100 orders in the order bank, but if you don't have any allocations, they're not getting scheduled for production date. And a dealer earns those allocations to be used to schedule those orders based on their sales volume. So, and within each model within their region, including Maverick starting next month, but not this month. Constraints, that's an option that may be in short supply or take longer to build. In the capacity, that's the planned production rate for a given motor trim and option. And then also job 1 and 2. What that basically means is that Ford will produce the vehicles in 2 different runs. Job 1 is the launch of the model year. Job 2 is about halfway through. That is any changes they want to make. They'll make those for job 2 instead of having to wait until the next model year. Balance out, that's the end of production or the balance out of a particular option or model for the year. So there you go. There's that. All right, so let's get in this week talking about first off, the 24 model year Mustang. The Mustang order banks are still open for the 24 model year. They will probably be closing real soon. The Dark Horse ordering for retail is closed right now. So if a dealer gets a allocation for Dark Horse, they will need to place a stock order. That customer still can take delivery of that stock order. It's just to be a stock instead of a retail. So it won't have a name tied to it. Now, there's currently 782 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Mustang. And from what I can tell, Mustang is going to be balancing out in October, which this month we're scheduling for August build date. So there's still a couple more months of scheduling for the Mustang. So it's not too late to get that Mustang order in, but you're going to want to probably hurry because they're probably going to close it up probably next month. Okay. They are not scheduling this week, though. No scheduling for the Mustang model. So if you have an order in, you're going to have to wait another week. They don't plan to schedule at the plant for any production dates for this week. 24 model year Escape. We're talking 24. We know the 25 model year Escape is open, but let's talk about 24 model year Escape ordering, because they're currently ordering for the 24 model year Escape. They won't start scheduling for 25 for a little while yet, but the order banks are closed for the 24 model year, open for the 25 model year. And there's currently only 14 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Escape. So most dealers are going to use their allocations that they have, if they have any, will be for stock ordering. And you'll see that usually happen those a lot of times in the last couple months. Now, balance out is for the dated for September 13th. That's when it'll switch over to 25 model year. So the last Escapes will be built in September, middle of September sometime. And then they'll start making 25 model year. So they're not scheduling this week for the 24 model year Escape. They probably got most of their orders scheduled out last week with only 14 unscheduled orders. That's probably what happened. Probably those 14 are people that were they're at a dealership where maybe they're out of allocations or something for right now. All right, next up, 24 model year Bronco Sport. The Bronco Sport order banks are open up right now, currently open. I would say balance out probably is going to be sometime in October, end of October for the Bronco Sport for the most part. Them and Maverick run about together, and that's when they're going to, most models will run for about a year, 12, 13 months, and that one started last October, so I assume they're going to go through October. There's currently only 45 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Bronco Sport, and they are not scheduling this week. They've probably scheduled out most of their month already. All right, next up is a 24 model year Bronco. The Bronco order banks are open up for some of the trim levels. So let's go through which ones are. So here are the current ones that the order banks are closed on right now. So for a retail order, they are closed for the Heritage 4-door, the Heritage Limited 2-door, and balanced out completely on the Heritage Limited 4-door. Now, for stock ordering, that means a dealership can order these. They are closed for the Heritage 4-door and balanced out on a Heritage Limited 4-door. Order banks are open up for the Heritage 2-door. So if you're looking for that, they are open up and they are scheduling those. We had some of those orders schedule ourselves for those. If you're looking for that 2-door Heritage Edition order, you can place that. One of the things it doesn't mention here, here it is on the left. Everglades is balanced out for 24 model year. They are not, they've closed. So you can't order an Everglades anymore for this model year. So it's done there. If you're looking for an Everglades, look on our website. We have plenty in different colors. They probably will. We did find this out this week. They're going to produce the 24 model year Bronco through this year. So through into December, sometime in December is when they'll balance out on the 24 model year. 25 model year will start probably right in the 1st of January, somewhere around that time. So with that in mind, if you go back about 3 months, we're probably going to see the order banks open up in October, probably somewhere around that time. So keep that in mind. Currently 874 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Bronco is not scheduling this week. There you go. Everything else, I think I've covered on that. All right. Next up is a 24 model year Mach-E. Order banks are open up for the Mach-E. They are on job 2 now for those order banks. They currently 16 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are not scheduling this week either. And probably going to produce the Mach-E into December. I don't know for sure. I know that January 8th was the startup for 24 model year. So they'll probably go through the end of December for the 24 model year Mach-E as well. So 25 model year Explorer is next. Order banks are open up for the 25 model year. There's currently only 141 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduling this week, and they are scheduling for dates in August. So August 5th through the week of August 26th. And some people ask, well, which is it? The 5th? It's all those weeks. So they're scheduling for weeks. It could be the week of the 5th, the weeks of the 12th, could be the week of the 26th. So any of those dates could get scheduled. They are doing cleanup scheduling, which means a dealer needs an allocation. They want to fulfill that. So they're going to look up to clean up that so they can go into next month with no allocations. And because we're real close, as you can tell by the date, real close to next model year or the next month where we're going to get reset on allocations. Limited availability for the active trim, as well as the platinum trim, as well as the 2.3 liter EcoBoost motor. Exhausted availability for the ST line and the ST. So that covers all of the trims. Also, the 3.0 EcoBoost engine is also exhausted availability, as well as a 21-inch dark alloy polished aluminum wheel that's available on the Ultimate package on the Platinum. So exhausted is worse than limited. So if you're looking to get those orders scheduled, an active probably be the way to go, or a Platinum. There you go. So just because you have an order, maybe you have something that's an exhaustive availability, if the dealer has an open allocation, they want to fulfill it. If they can, they'll try to fulfill it. So exhausted doesn't mean completely no scheduling. They'll tell you, hey, they're not scheduling this. They'll say that. Exhausted means it's going to be pretty hard to get it scheduled. Limited means that it's going to be a little easier to get those, but still more difficult than some of the others. Hopefully, I don't know if I explained that well, but that's the best I can explain it. Next up, 24 model year Expedition. The order banks are open up for the 24 model year Expedition. They will probably balance out sometime in September, October, I would assume, because they started job 1 last year in September. So they'll probably build through September, which at some point they're going to start opening up the order bank for the 25 model year. Going back 3 months, that'd be around June, July. So real soon, we'll probably start getting information on the 25 model year Expedition. Currently 226 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, and they are not scheduling this week either. Next up, the 24 model year Maverick. Order banks are open up for the Maverick right now. Probably close up real soon. They're probably going to go and produce into October. So we'll probably see order banks open up probably sometime in August. So keep that in mind. So again, since they're going to open up in August, they'll probably close up those order banks sometime in July. So you got just a little bit of time to put those orders in. I did a video yesterday on Monday. So if you watch that video, can tell you about how to order one. Currently, only 5,990 unscheduled retail orders in order bank for the Maverick. Less than 6,000 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. That is pretty awesome. They are scheduling this week. Cleanup scheduling. So again, a dealer needs an allocation to get one scheduled. They want to clean that up so those allocations don't carry over to next month. They are scheduling for those August build dates again, just like some of the other ones we talked about. Limited availability for the XLT trim, the hybrid motor, the splash guards. As I said, keep away from that. The 17-inch machine face carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, which is optional on the XLT and the Lariat. So that's the optional wheel for those. So that's I believe that's the maybe the one that's part of the FX4 package. I'm not sure. Exhaust availability for the following options: the XL trim, the 2.0 EcoBoost engine. They scheduled a lot of those last week, evidently. So that's going to be a little bit more difficult this week to get scheduled. Front-wheel drive, as well as the part-time four-wheel drive. So that would be like your FX4 or just the regular four-wheel drive, not your advanced four-wheel drive system. So part-time versus advanced, those are different. Copilot 360 is also exhausted. It's optional on the XL and XLT. The black appearance package, which is also optional on the XLT or the Lariat trim. The modular drop-in bed liner, the bed extender, and the standard tire on the XL and XLT. That's the 225 65 R17 all season. Would be tire code T7R on your order. So, all right, that covers Maverick. Next up, 24 model year Ranger. Order banks are open up for the Ranger right now. They probably will close soon. They're probably going to balance out in October as well, or somewhere around there. I think that's when they actually finally started production, was October. So they'll probably be closing pretty soon. And they currently have 725 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Pretty low. They are not scheduling this week, though, for production dates. Next up, 24 model year Super Duty. Order banks are open up for the Super Duty. I wouldn't place an F450 order, though, if I were you. You probably won't even get scheduled. There's currently 13,208 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Super Duty. That one has the most unscheduled retail orders of any model. And they probably will build through into November, I would assume, sometime around there. That's when they started production last year. Again, they usually run at about a year. Currently, 60% of the 13,000 unscheduled orders are F450s. So that shows you the demand of the F450 in the production run of the F450, which is like 2 to 6%. They are scheduled this week for Kentucky Truck Plant for the weeks of July 22nd through the weeks of August 18th, and for Ohio for the weeks of August 18th and the week of August 26th. All right. Limit availability for the F600, also for the vinyl 40-20-40 bench seat, which is available in XL pickup or chassis cabs with the medium dark slate interior. So that's interior code AS, 1S, LS, and 4S. Also, the multi-contour driver passenger seats that's standard on the King Ranch Platinum Unlimited is also exhausted or limited availability. And then the headlights that are available on the limited and the platinum version are also limited availability. So some options there, because it did mention 450 for the first time in a while. So maybe our 450s are going to get their chance now. We'll just have to see. Next up, 24 model year F-150. Order banks are open up for the F-150. Probably won't close anytime soon because they didn't start production for 24 model year until December. So they're probably going to roll through December or into December for 24 model year. So probably be like not going to be opening up 25 model year until probably October, September, somewhere in there. There's currently 8,467 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled for the weeks of 8 for the week of 8/12. And then the only note in here is limit availability for the hybrid motor, as well as limit availability for the 2.7 liter. So 5.0 and the hybrid, the 5.0 and the 3.5 EcoBoost motor are going to be good to go. And also limit availability for the Tire T7-2, which is your 245/70 R17 all season that's standard on the two-wheel drive XL. So, and then of course, also notes, just like every week, if you have the tow haul package, make sure you have the max tow axle to go along with it. If you have the 5.0 liter, which is the 373 XL7, or if you have the 3.5 EcoBoost motor, make sure you have the 355 axle XL5. And then don't forget the bed utility package brackets have changed and are going good now. All right, last up, the 24 model year Transit. Order banks are open up for the Transit. There's currently 5,691 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, and Transit will also probably produce into December. That's when they started last year. They usually run a year, so they'll probably do that. 25 model year probably won't open up until like September sometime. They are scheduled this week for the week of 8/12 and the week of 8/19. So one of those 2 weeks you can get, if you get scheduled, that's when you get scheduled for. And no notes on Transit. No constraints, no limited or exhaustive availability items there. So there you go. So that is all the scheduling information for this week. We are like 1 to 2 weeks away from the 20 or for July scheduling information. So probably next week I'll be able to talk about July's framework or outlook for production dates and what's going on. So there are going to be some models that are going to start, order banks are going to probably be opening up in that month. And there's a lot going on this summer and fall. So we'll have a lot more information about that next week, probably when it comes to the over outlook for July scheduling. We call it July wholesale, which is scheduling for those September build dates. So, all right, if you have any questions, if you're watching the video from Wednesday, the recorded video, then go ahead and drop those down in the comments. We'll try to respond to those as quick as we can. If you're watching this live with us on Tuesday night, let's go to those questions, Sarah.